Hello everyone, welcome back. Severed is here, coming back with part 10 of What If Deku Had Bloodcurdle. Now, where we last left off, Izuku has, finally gone by himself after Stain being captured by the heroes. Specifically, the number 2 hero Endeavor and his son, Shoto Todoroki. In the end, Izuku has, gone by himself, start killing fake heroes by himself. And in the end, one day, Toge has come to his house, hideout to go with him on a date. While that happening, Izuku has got himself a new pet, which is, he named it Blood, a black cat with, red eyes. He just, enjoying a nice day with Toge until Toge telling him that she actually, got a call from Shigaraki telling her if she know anything about, Curdle and if she can make Izuku come into the hideout. In the end, Izuku meet with Shigaraki and the rest of the League of Villains, including Uchaku Uraka, which is a Ravity looking like this, just meeting with everyone and also her, because if you didn't last the parts before this part, you are missing a lot of things. As in the end, we continue. As Izuku said, well, what is your plans now, Shigaraki? As Shigaraki said, well, you see, tomorrow the heroes, or you can say the students of UA will gonna go on a field trip. Or a training camp, if you can say that. And we are planning to get Katsuki Bakugo. As Izuku, once he heard that name, he said, and why exactly you want to capture Katsuki Bakugo? I'm quite wondering, as Shigaraki said, well, we want him to join the League of Villains. As Izuku, once he heard this, he chuckles a little bit, saying, as Shigaraki said, is there something funny? Did I say something funny to you? As Izuku said, him joining the League of Villains? You are dreaming. But I'm gonna help you with that because I want him dead. As Shigaraki said, and why exactly do you want him dead? I'm quite wondering. As, Uraka said, yeah, you quite, I'm wondering too. Why are you want him dead exactly? As Izuku said, well, do you want to hear the story? As, Kuriguri said, well, we don't have anything better to do. I'm gonna prepare a couple of drinks. As Shigaraki said, please, tell us what the story between you and Bakugo. As Izuku started explaining about his story with Bakugo. In the end, Shigaraki said, well, then if you want him dead, we can do that. And maybe we can take a couple of students and turn them into Nomus. As Izuku said, wait, those things that you call Nomus, are they actually were humans before? As Shigaraki said, yes, that's how we made them. Are you quite surprised by this? As Izuku, quite surprised knowing that they are making Nomus by using humans. As Izuku said, well, that's such a disgusting way to make a monster. But anyways, when should we get prepared into that attack? As Shigaraki said, after 1 week, they will gonna leave into the training camp, and that when we will gonna strike in the night. You should be prepared and take a couple of your knives with you. And don't bring the cat. I hate cats. As the cat that's on Izuku's shoulder or blood start hissing at Shigaraki. As Izuku said, calm down, blood, let's go. Well, see you soon. As Toga said, see you soon, Izu. As Izuku leave the place. And Uraka, sitting down by the side of Toga saying, well, you like him? As Toga said, yep, he's mine. And if you try to take him, I'm gonna stab you. As Uraka said, maybe I'm gonna try to take him. Who knows? As Toga said, just try it, you bitch. use zero gravity around face, as Uraka said, yeah, bloodsucker. As you know, this is the kind of relationship between Toga and Uraka. They hate each other, but at the same time, they like each other. And after 1 week, Izuku is just continue killing fake heroes, villains, whoever comes in hits come in in his way, just doing that until the day that they will gonna start the attack. As Izuku go into the hideout wearing stained clothes, which is right now seeing on the screen, as he come through the door saying, Hey Shigaraki, I came." As Shigaraki said, "Oh, hello, Curdle. I see that you got a new outfit. Why are you exactly wearing like Stain?" As Dabi said, "Yeah, why is that? I thought that you have your own outfit." As Izuku said, "Well, I'm wearing like Stain to remember that I am his successor, to remember that he is the one that made me, and until the day that I will gonna get him free out of Tartarus, I will gonna continue wearing his clothes and wearing his scarf and using his knives and blades until the time that I will gonna finally take him out of Tartarus. That's the time when I will gonna go back into my old outfit." As Shigaraki said, "Well then, you will gonna become the leader of this attack, Mr. Curdle." As, Muscular said, "He's the leader of the attack? Are you serious, this weakling?" As Izuku said, "Do you have a problem with me, muscle mass?" As, Muscular said, "Who do you call muscle mass, you asshole? You are just a weakling. I even doubt that you are the real Stain's successor. Or maybe you are just too weak." As Izuku said, "Oh, do you want to play, Muscular? Because I'm all on playing with the little puppies like you." As Muscular said, "You calling me puppy? I'm gonna crush your face, you asshole." As Shigaraki said, "Muscular, I'm quite suggesting that you leave Cardell alone because you doesn't know how he's really strong." As Muscular said, "I can kill him any moment at any time and any way that I want." As Izuku said, "Oh really? Then how about a fight? Right now, right here. Maybe not right here exactly, but in another place. How does that sound to you, muscle mass?" As Muscular said, "You were on it, bloodsucker." As Izuku and Muscular, Izuku just telling Kurigiri to teleport him into another place. Shigaraki doesn't have a problem with that, wanting to enjoy a nice fight between two beasts. As everyone is just I'm sorry guys, my phone just fall. As everyone is just watching this while Izuku and Muscular are getting ready to fight. As Toge just saying, "Come on Izuku, beat the living shit out of him." As Dabi quite also saying, "Do your best." I think they just shouting as Spinner is just encouraging Izuku too much, telling him to show everything that Stain taught him in his life because he wants to see the moves that Izuku using so he can copy it. In the end, Muscular said, "You have one chance to leave the place, kid, before I crush your face." As Izuku said, "Oh, am I really so intimidating to you that you decided to act so tough and trying to make me leave the battle before you die?" "Oh, Muscular, don't worry, I'll make it quick." As Muscular, getting annoyed by this and using his muscle fiber going at Izuku at full speed. Izuku dodging this attack and immediately stab Muscular into his, side of his stomach and taking out the knife and licking the blood out of the knife immediately. As after that, Muscular fall on the ground paralyzed forever. Izuku using his, forever ability to, paralyze someone forever. If you doesn't know, he actually having this kind of ability. as Muscular trying to move, but he can't, as he said, "Oh, I can't move. What did you done to me?" As Izuku said, "You can say that you are right now. Basically can't move forever." Shigaraki, as Shigaraki said, "Oh, what is it, Curdle?" As Izuku said, "You said you make the Nomos by using humans, right?" As Shigaraki said, "That's right. What about it?" As Izuku said, "I'm sure that Muscular here will gonna do a fine Nomo, don't you think?" As Muscular eyes whiting hearing this, he trying to move but his body just can't. As Shigaraki smiling with having his face filled with a sadistic smile as he said, "You're right. Karagiri," as Karagiri said, "Yes, master." Teleport Muscular into the doctor and tell him that he might gonna we might gonna need a new Nomo." As Kurigiri doing that, Muscular just begging for his life not to Shigaraki to turn him into a Nomo, but in the end they just teleport him away. As Izuku said, "Well, that's one asshole down. Is there any other one that's having a problem with me leading the attack?" As no one is, talking, as Izuku said, "Great. Now we already wasted enough time, let's go." As Izuku go with the League of Villains into the training camp at night. Without Muscular, because Muscular has already turned into Nomo, or will gonna turn into Nomo soon enough. As Izuku just looking from the cliff down with Dobby and everyone behind of him. As Dobby said, "So, what is the plan, boss?" As Izuku said, "Well, Dobby, burn the forest to make a distraction. Surround the entire area with flames. While Mustard, I want you to cover the whole area with poisonous gas. And take this," as he throwing to into Mustard the knife, telling him that if he got in a close range combat, he should use the knife, even if he doesn't know how to use it, to defend himself, because his gun won't help him. As Mustard, shake his head to that. Izuku said, "Oraka, Oravity, Toga." As they said, "Yes, Izu." As Izuku said, "Oravity, use your quirk and, try lifting some trees up in the air and throw them all around, while Toga, take some blood out of the students. We might need it into some infiltration missions in the future." As Izuku telling the others what to do, blah blah blah. I don't even know why did I explain that plan. I mean, it's obvious. As Izuku, will said that he will gonna go after Bakugo with Mr. Compress. As Izuku doing that while he's jumping on the on the trees with Mr. Compress, Mr. Compress said, "Well, you have such a great talents indeed. I can see why Stain has chose you to become his successor." As Izuku said, "Yeah, Stain. I'm really missing him. I always was looking up to All Might, but when he took me in, I start looking up to him. But let's not focus on that right now. Let's just focus on finding Bakugo." As Mr. Compress said, "I agree." In the end, Izuku, start after a couple of minutes from jumping, he see, Todoroki and Bakugo. Todoroki making a great wall of ice, protecting himself from, getting hit by the swords of Moonfish, or the teeth of Moonfish. How he's shooting his teeth out of at Todoroki and Bakugo. As Izuku said, "That's Todoroki. He's the son of Endeavor." As Izuku getting angry, remembering that if it wasn't for Todoroki, he might actually was able to stay there and help Stain. As Mr. Compress said, "What's the plan?" As Izuku said, "You go after Bakugo, I'm gonna go after Todoroki." As Mr. Compress, quite surprised by this thing, "You don't you want to take your revenge or something like that?" As Izuku said, yeah, I want to take my revenge. As after that, Izuku jumped down into, into Todoroki while Mr. Compress is taking care of Bakugo. As he immediately go into to slash Todoroki from the right side, as Todoroki throwing in ice at Izuku. Izuku dodging this, as he jumped back and said, "Nice to meet you again, Todoroki." As Todoroki said, "You, Curdle, right? What are you doing here?" As Izuku said, "Isn't it obvious? I'm taking my revenge for what you did to my master. So prepare, because I won't hesitate to kill you." As after that, Izuku started jumping on the trees left and right. Todoroki, not holding back, throwing a mountain of ice covering the whole, area with ice. Izuku started, running back to avoid the ice. In the end, he managed to dodge it barely. And after that, Izuku started dodging the ice of Todoroki. As he going to slash Todoroki left side, but Todoroki using his flames, burning Izuku, making him go back a little bit. As Izuku, start breathing heavily, saying, "You're getting better, huh? I wasn't expecting that much of you in 1 week." As Todoroki said, "Yeah, since the last time that we finally captured Stain, I was training to make sure that you will not gonna run away next time." As Izuku said, "And who said that I will gonna run away?" And after that, Mr. Compress from behind turned Todoroki into a little, I forgot the name. Marbles, yes, a little marble. As Mr. Compress said, "Are you done from fighting, Mr. Curdle?" As Curdle said, "Yeah, thanks, Mr. Compress. Did you got Bakugo?" As he threw to him the marble that have Bakugo inside. As Izuku said, "Great job. Now let's go and meet the other League of Villains." As Mr. Compress and Izuku start jumping on the trees until they finally, meet with Dabi and Twice and Toga and also, a Ravity. As Izuku said, where is Spinner and Magnet? Izuku, with him right now is Moonfish, of course. As Dabi said, they are fighting against the Wild Pussycat. "Do you want to go to them?" As Izuku said, "Of course, they are our teammates. We can't just leave them behind." As Izuku said, "All of you stay here and prepare to get out of here. I will just gonna go." But before he continue, he hear a sound from behind Dabi inside the little bush. As Izuku immediately throw a knife there and throw a knife and jump at the person that hiding inside the bushes. As he find Aoyama, the one that can shoot laser out of his stomach. As Izuku said, well, looks like we find a little brat that hiding inside the bushes, huh?" As Aoyama said, please leave me alone." As Izuku said, "Oh, no, I'm not gonna leave you alone. Mr. Compress," as Mr. Compress said, "Yes? Come on, take this with us. I think the doctor will gonna be happy to turn this idiot into a normal." As, Izuku immediately licked the blood out of the knife that he already threw up and, paralyzed Aoyama. As Mr. Compress him and take the marble. And after that, Izuku said, "Well, if there is no more interruption, I'm gonna go." As Izuku started, jumping on the trees and finally got into the scene where is Mr. Compress and, not Mr. Compress, I mean Magnet and Spinner right now fighting the Wild Pussycat. As Izuku, jumped down and said, "Spinner, Magnet, what's happening?" As Spinner said, "Oh, Curdle, yes, we're right now fighting those fakes. Don't worry, we will gonna take care of them." As Izuku said, "Are you sure? I see Aizawa there." As, Magnet said, "Yeah, we might need a little help here." As Izuku said, "Alright, you take the care of the Wild Pussycat. Aizawa is all mine." as Izuku immediately jumped between, Magnet and Spinner and going directly at Aizawa. Aizawa using his scarf trying to throw it at Izuku. Izuku dodging this attack and go on to slash Aizawa, but Aizawa taking a knife from his back and immediately stab Izuku directly in his arm that he holding, the knife in it. As Izuku jumped back a little bit and take the knife out of his arm and said, smart, but not smart enough. And after that, from under the legs of Aizawa, a red smoke bomb being explode under his leg, blinding him. As he said, "Where is he right now?" Using smoke bombs, smart. As Izuku, said, "Above you." As Aizawa looking above, he see Izuku jumping down with a blade in his right arm and a knife in his left. As Aizawa throwing his scarf at Izuku, Izuku throwing a knife at the scarf, blocking the attack of Aizawa as he jumped behind and go to slash Aizawa from behind. As he managed to cut him a little bit. And after that, he licked the blood out of the knife or the sword and leave Aizawa there, seeing that he is actually a true hero, not like the others. He doesn't care for fame or money. As Izuku said, "You are deserved to stay alive. You are a true hero." And I think that Stain won't be happy if I killed you. So see you around, Eraserhead. As by this time, Magnet and Spinner has already taken care of the wild pussycat. As Izuku said, "Good job, Spinner. Good job, Magnet." As Magnet said, "Sure." And Spinner in his mind saying, "He actually said that I did a great job. Come on, Spinner. Get hold of yourself. Think straight. You already impressed him once. Maybe if you impressed him a second time, he will gonna teach you a couple of tricks. Alright?" As Izuku said, "Alright, let's go. We already got what we want." As Razor has said, "And what do you want?" As Izuku looking back at him and said, "Nothing much. I just want Katsuki, Bakugo, and Shoto Todoroki. And I got another one. It was an annoying person, so I just take him with us. See you around, Eraserhead." And after that, Izuku, go with Spinner and Magnet and meet with the other League of Villains as they go through the portal and come into the hideout. After that, Izuku, he, with Shigaraki welcomed them saying, "Ah, Curdle, welcome back. Welcome back. I see that you have done it, right?" As Izuku said, "Easy peasy. Nothing much. They are idiots just throwing down the forest. I'm sure they are. Wasn't a big deal for us. And I got some other person that the doctor might enjoy turning him into Nomu." As Izuku, telling Mr. Compress to give him the bubble that have Aoyama inside of it, the marble, as Izuku taking it, and after that, Mr. Compress just turning him back into human, Izuku slashing him and paralyzing him, and told, Kurigiri to open a portal as, Aoyama will gonna become such a great Nomu in the future, by the side of Mr. Muscle Mass, as Izuku call him. And after that, the other two witches, Bakugo and Todoroki, just putting it on the chairs, putting a core cancelling device around their arms and legs. As after that, when they woke up, Bakugo said, "What's this?" As Izuku said, "Finally you wake up. You are such a heavy sleeper, As Bakugo looked in front of him, he see Izuku smiling at him, with the red scarf around his neck and lots of knives on his body. As Bakugo said, "Deku, what are you doing here, you villain?" As Izuku said, "How funny, I'm actually a villain. Or, to be honest with you, I'd rather to be called a vigilante." "Nice to meet you, Bakugo." As Bakugo said, "What are you doing here, you asshole? And why am I in chains?" As Shigaraki said, "Oh, don't worry, Bakugo. We just got you here for revenge." As Baku said, revenge? As Izuku said, yeah, and also Todoroki there. As he pointed on Todoroki, which is right now on the right side of Bakugo, but he's still unconscious. As Baku said, what are you gonna do with me? As Izuku said, isn't it obvious? I'm gonna torture you. I'm gonna enjoy torturing you for everything you've done to me. For everything. The bullying. The suffering that you put me through. The times that you called me a villain. The time that you just always torturing me. I'm gonna enjoy every second of it right now. As Bakugo, getting quite scared as he said, you villain. The heroes will gonna come and kick your ass before you can do anything to me. As Izuku said, oh, really? As Izuku taken out his katana and immediately cut off Bakugo's right arm as he screamed in pain, saying, ah, my arm, you asshole! As Izuku said, what? Looks like the heroes couldn't come in the perfect time before I could do anything to you, huh, Bakugo? Well, how about we do something else? As he immediately stabbed Bakugo through his left leg, as Bakugo screams in pain, and Izuku said, looks like the heroes couldn't come in the perfect time, huh? I wonder how many stabs that I will gonna stab you before the heroes finally come into this place. That if they even know that you are here. As Baku said, you asshole. As Izuku said, but before I continue, as Izuku showing his sadistic looking tongue and lick the blood out of the blade as Bakugo being paralyzed. Izuku said, now you are paralyzed forever, Bakugo. Let's see how you will gonna become a hero when you can't even move a finger. As he immediately take off the chains of Bakugo. Bakugo trying to move, but he can't, as he said, I can't move. What did you done to me? As Izuku getting hold of Bakugo's head and said, what did I done to you? I paralyzed you forever, Bakugo. Right now you can't move at all. Now let's see how you will be able to defend yourself. As Izuku throwing the paralyzed body of Bakugo into the ground. Bakugo trying to move, but he just can't, as Izuku starts walking on top of Bakugo, saying, now this is your right place, under my feet, you idiot, you explosion head. I always imagine it, the feeling of torturing you. I always imagined how funny it will be to put you down under my leg. And believe me, it's much, much better than I ever imagined it will be. As Baku just shocked by this, as Izuku said, now, should we continue? As he started to stab Bakugo rapidly in his legs, in his arms, in his side of his stomach and everything. He, trying to make him pay for everything that he'd done to him. But in the end, he stopped, saying, now, killing you will be so easy. Torturing you will be so funny. Keeping you alive. Showing that you will never be able to become a hero. It's something that I will really enjoy. As he leave Bakugo alive, barely, not even able to move without his right arm. Just a dead body on the ground. As after that, Todoroki finally wake up saying, who is this? As Izuku saying, oh, Todoroki, you finally awake. As Izuku immediately taking his blade and cut off, Todoroki's left arm. Being the left arm of him, the left. What am I saying? The left arm, which is the arm that he's shooting fire out of, as Todoroki screams in pain and Izuku lick the blood, turning, making him paralyzed forever. As he said, Kuriguri, I think the doctor needed more people I think we need more Nomus, don't you think so, Shigaraki? As Shigaraki smiled and said, well, to be honest, fire and ice? It will be so interesting. As Todoroki surprised by this and said, what are you talking about? As Izuku said, do you know those things that we call Nomus? They are actually were humans before. And Congratulations, because you will gonna become one of them soon enough. Kurigiri, please open a portal. As Kurigiri open a portal, and Izuku kick Todoroki through the portal into the doctor. As the doctor, taking Todoroki and turn him into a Nomu. But it will gonna take some time. As Izuku said, well, what should I do with you? Right now, you're literally a dead man walking. Or, not technically walking, you're not even able to walk anymore. You're just a dead body on the ground. A dead meat. A little brat until my feet. Kurigiri, please make us some drinks. I'm really thirsty, and I think we deserve a party. What do you think, guys? As everyone agreeing to that, and Toga said, yeah, you're right, Izu. Let's do a party. As, Izuku hearing his cat, which is Blood, start meowing at him, saying, oh, hey, Blood, how is it? As he starts, petting the cat on its head. And Kurigiri, give the cat something to eat, and everyone just, drinking some juice and just having fun playing some games while Bakugo is literally on the ground, cannot move at all. He's literally just being, stepped on by everyone while they just dancing and having fun. As after that, they hear a sound from the door saying, pizza delivery. As Izuku said, I'm gonna open up. As Izuku go to the door and said, how much will gonna cut? But before he continue, All Might jump through the door saying, I am here. Young Midoriya, it's time to end this. As this is gonna be fit off, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below. Tell me what do you think about this part, and what do you think will gonna happen the next part. Well, I have nothing more to say then. Severed was here.